Hi everybody, welcome to Carbon's DIY Garage. Today I am presenting to you a product sent to me by my friends at Etenwolf. If you remember, I did a pressure gauge review video for them a little while ago. They sent me this brand new battery powered pump that they want me to check out. It has some really high power claims and I'm going to be putting it to the test. First, just to show you what we got, it comes with a really nice carrying bag. I like the fact that it kind of looks like a cooler versus showcasing that it's a pump, so that maybe it's not going to be the first thing that gets taken out of your vehicle if you accidentally leave it unlocked. But anyway, this is the pump itself. It comes just like you see here. It's got a charging cord. It's a USB-C cable and a 45-watt charger brick, a chuck, and everything else is attached to the device. So it actually has two hoses on it. One is for high volume flow, so if you want to charge air mattresses, inflate air mattresses or something like that, and then a high pressure hose for vehicle tires or something like that, bicycles, balls, that sort of thing. Three different adapters in the back to make sure that you can inflate pretty much anything that you need to. It comes with a really high powered light, and everything's digital. And most importantly, it's lithium-ion battery powered. It's got a 15,800 milliamp battery. I looked on Amazon, I couldn't find anything that comes close to that size battery in a pump. There are a lot of pumps out there for lower costs that are only maybe 7,500 milliamp hours. I'm not sure, so that those will really get what you need if you have to reinflate all your tires. But we're gonna put this to the test, and let's go ahead and get started. One of the big claims with this Vortex S6 pump is that it can fill large vehicle tires, heavy duty tires like trucks and Jeeps and things like that, and do it quickly. And I don't have 24 31-inch tires to go from 30 to 35 psi to prove that they can do all of that on a full charge, but I'm going to do a more realistic test. I'm going to use my deflator, drop my Jeep tires down to 15 psi like I'm going off-road or something like that, and then I'm going to reinflate them using the Vortex S6 pump, see how that does and how long it takes. And then I'm going to do it again with my air compressor, my pancake air compressor, and see how long that takes. And then do it one more time with the air compressor I have from Quadratech that I can hook up to my Jeep battery that I'm currently using when I need to re-air my tires off-road. And let's see how well these devices do against each other. I'm using my Etenwolf pressure gauge for pressure measurements for all of this test, and I'll measure the starting and ending pressure for each tire, for each pump, and make sure that we understand the consistency between the tests. So this one's at 15.8 psi. For the Etenwolf pump, you do not need any attachment on the high pressure hose. It will screw directly onto your standard vehicle valve stem. And to turn it on, we just push and hold the start button and it'll light up after it boots up. You can see it's got a full tank of battery, and it actually came fully charged. And then you can actually cycle through different modes, and you can also adjust the desired pressure. So you can see right now it's on bicycle tire mode, and you can push the mode button and you can see all the different modes there for car tires, truck tires, heavy duty RV tires, balls, inflate, deflate, we'll use that later, bicycles, and then the manual mode, and that lets you set any pressure between 0 and 160. For the other modes, the user's manual will tell you the different pressure ranges that it'll allow you to set it at, depending on what you're trying to inflate, prevent you from trying over-inflating things. But we're gonna go manual mode. Well, let's go to truck mode, since that's what we're doing. And I actually want 35 psi, that's the default for this mode, and so that's what it's going to pressurize to, and this is the pressure reading. So now I just need to hook it up to the tire and hit the start button, and it should go. All right, so the pressure gauge here says the tire, this is the left rear, is at 14.9 psi. The Iten separate pressure gauge said 15.8, so they're within 1 psi, which is the spec for both of these devices. So the pressure part checks out. So let's go ahead and get this thing pumping, get this test started. All right, so the pump did shut off at 35 psi. It took 4.5 minutes to inflate. You saw that the battery level dropped down to just 3 ticks while it was pumping, but after it shut off, it actually bounced back up to 4. So it's probably almost at that loss of a first quarter charge. So hopefully this has enough battery power in it to get all 4 tires done. So now let's just take this off and check the actual pressure with the pressure gauge. 35.3 psi, which is actually what the pump was reading as well before I disconnected it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other 3 tires and get the total time, and then work on the next test. So the real test is now on the 4th tire. The battery gauge got down to just 1 tick after doing 3 tires, but it bounced back up to 2 ticks. We've got to get it up to 35 psi, having aired up all 4 tires after going off-roading, and we'll see how well it does. All right, some quick thoughts after getting all 4 tires inflated on a single charge of the battery. You can see it's down to 1 tick mark. I'm not going to recharge it. I'm going to do as much testing as I can on the single charge of the battery, see how far we get. All 4 of the tires got from around 15 psi up to 35 psi. All right, with the pancake 3-gallon air compressor, like I'd say the average person might have at home, it took right around 20 minutes to get all 4 tires done. Each tire fills a little faster than the Etenwolf pump, but you have to wait for the compressor to recharge its tank. So if you have an unlimited supply of high pressure, like a major garage gas system, then that wouldn't be a problem. It'd probably go a good bit faster, but right now, so far, these 2 pumps are about equal. Now we'll go try the off-road pump and see how that fares. All right, this is the system I currently use when I air up. I said it was a Quadratec pump. It's actually Smitty built. I got it off Quadratec. But anyway, it is hooked up to the battery over there, and it's a small pump. The cable doesn't actually reach all the way across to the ground on the driver's side, so I sit it up on the fender, and I just have to keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't vibrate off. And then obviously the hose, and go inflate the tires. So this is what it sounds like when it's running. And I show you that because I'm using the battery, and history says I need to have the Jeep running to keep battery charged, kind of pulling the power off the alternator that way. So I'll go ahead and get the Jeep going, get this inflated. We'll see how long this takes. I think it'll probably take a little bit longer than the other 2 methods. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit surprised. The off-road pump actually got the job done in 18.5 minutes versus the other 2 pumps doing it in 19.5 minutes. Of course, this one's running continuously, just like the Etenwolf pump, connected to the battery running off the Jeep that's running, versus the pancake air compressor. You kind of have to wait for it to finish recompressing to get some air, at least with that smaller pump. So in the end, first of all, I'm impressed. The battery-powered pump from Etenwolf got all 4 of the tires done with energy to spare. We're going to go use that in a second. Secondly, I like the fact that I don't have to have it plugged into power, either the battery of the Jeep or into the house power to get the pump running. So it's much more portable and it's easier. And I also like the fact that I could walk away. It takes about 5 minutes to pump up or air up these tires. And I just had to sit there with the other 2 pumps. I could go do something else with the battery-powered Etenwolf pump. Let's continue the off-roading theme in our testing. Now, sometimes when you go off-roading, you want to go camping as well. And after a long, hard day on the trail, you might want an air mattress to help your back out. So when I take my air mattress with me, I need a camping spot that has power because I need to plug in my power cord for my air mattress pump. And with the Etenwolf pump, you don't necessarily need that, although I probably would still get a campsite with power because I'd want to recharge that pump after using it to air up my tires. But for this test, I want to see how well my corded pump compares to the Etenwolf pump, and see if the Etenwolf pump also can inflate this air mattress on the same charge as inflating all 4 of the tires that we did in the earlier test. So first, let's hook up the corded pump and see how this goes. All right, so that took about 2 minutes to get it to the pressure that I think would be a good pressure for me to sleep on. There's no way to really check the pressure on this, so yeah, it feels about right. So another feature of both of these pumps is that they have a deflation capability as well. So we'll see how long it takes to deflate this mattress to get it ready for using the Etenwolf pump. All right, and it took about 1 minute to get it fully deflated and ready for the next test. So to show you the deflation side of this pump, again, you have both hoses secured to the unit itself, so nothing's really got to hang around free, but you just detach the hose from the pump just like that. And you can see on this end it has a conical section that you can put into smaller, say, mouth-sized inflation ports, but and then you can take it off and use the bigger outlet like on this air mattress. And then this end just clips into whatever you're trying to do with the pump. So deflation is on this top, inflation's on the bottom. We're gonna go with inflation, so we just push it in and twist it and it locks in place. And now we're ready to go. So then we turn the unit on. And you can see the power level is the same way we left it, but we're in truck mode and we want to be inflation mode. So we can just push the mode button and keep pushing it until it gets to the inflation mode. You can see it can't measure pressures, but it's ready to go to inflate or deflate depending on how you've got it configured. All right, the air mattress is ready. Let's hit start. And there we go. And that was actually faster than the corded pump. It took just under 1.5 minutes to get this fully inflated. And again, plenty of power to get this done. So again, impressed. Let's try that deflation. And deflation went fine, took about 1 minute to do that as well. So as far as performance goes, the 2 pumps perform equally. This one I don't have to plug into a power source, so it's a win again for Etenwolf in my book. There is one last test I want to do with this pump before I give you my final thoughts. And I've put the ball inflation adapter on the high pressure line, and I have an old football that I want to inflate because it's pretty flat. And it is supposed to be inflated to 0.2 to 0.3 bar. I don't have a PSI value on here. So let's see if I can configure the pump to that pressure level and see if the pump will blow the ball up without actually literally blowing the ball up. Let's see how it goes. Look at that. It worked. So measuring it at 0.19 right now, so it didn't blow up, and actually feels pretty good. Let me start it again and see if it can get it all the way up to 0.25 again, and then I'll pull the needle out right away. Hey, let's go play some football. This is good to go. The light is another feature on this pump. It is a pretty hefty light, pretty heavy duty. So this is the low intensity, high intensity, drive you crazy strobing, and SOS flashing as well. Just showing you the back of the unit. A couple things I didn't mention. Again, I mentioned the adapters, so you really can pressurize anything that you need to. But also back here, this is where you plug in the USB-C cable right here to charge it. But you can also plug this into anything else that you want to charge. So it'll do two-way power. If you want to plug in your phone or some other device, USB-C can go here and USB-A can go here. And because this is a 45 watt capable outlet on the USB-C side, it can put that much power out as well. So you got this really big battery that you could use to power devices as well as powering the pump to inflate or deflate whatever you need to. So some final thoughts. As far as usability, the plastic that it's made out of, it's a solid plastic. It's nothing cheap or flimsy. I think it's really user-friendly. The controls are really easy to understand. They're really convenient right there. I did have to look at the user's manual to understand all the features. So that took maybe 2 or 3 minutes to read through everything, understand it, but it is really straightforward to use. It's lightweight. It's about 8 pounds. You know, the light on it is definitely bright enough to keep you wide awake at night if you need it to, and if you get lost or something, that strobe effect can come in handy for sure. As far as safety goes, you don't have to worry about it overheating. I didn't have any problems with that. You don't have to worry about it falling off the fender because it's connected to the battery. So I don't think there's really that many safety concerns to worry about. It maybe a little bit safer than some of the other 2 pump options I showed you today. And so, of course, I looked at other items on Amazon. First, I couldn't really find anything exactly like this. There are a lot of products out there that are, you know, $30, $40, $50 that'll give you a 7,500 milliamp battery just for the purpose of inflating a tire, and it might get you 1 car tire. This went through probably about 7,500 milliamp hours just taking 1 tire up from 15 to 35 psi. This unit obviously does a whole lot more than that. I did find a couple of units out there that had larger batteries and that were cordless, but still not as big a battery as this one, and then also not multi-capable, multi-function like this is. Certainly not inflation, deflation capability for mattresses and things like that. So I think this device is just way more capable out there, and so I think the fact that it costs a little bit more than what you might find on Amazon, I think it's well worth it. I'm definitely glad to have this, and I can't really decide where I'm going to put it. I could put it in the Jeep. I'm definitely going to use it when I go off-roading, but having it in a vehicle, if you need to reinflate a tire real quick, certainly come in handy for that. You don't have to plug it into the cigarette lighter or a 12-volt outlet or anything like that. But having it in the garage too, I think it'll be a really good multi-purpose tool in the garage as well. So who knows, I might have to get another one just to have this capability both in a vehicle and in the garage. So all in all, I highly recommend this product. And in fact, both products that I've gotten from Etenwolf so far have been fantastic. If this video has been helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, please drop them in the comments section. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, there's a lot more great content coming, and it certainly helps grow the channel as well. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, you guys take care and have a good one.